Quick sound test of the Master P80. It's P80, isn't it? Ava Master P80. Limited edition. And welcome back to the Paul Holden Details channel here in sunny, or not so sunny, Birmingham, Suffolk. Yes, in, where are we? Stradbroke. That is Paul, Detailing Reviews, sat over there watching me film my intro. What a day we've had. This is the second car of the day, this Mazda, Mark III Mazda. Over there is a Golf R Estate. And we've been using this. This is the Master P80. I've got my notes on my phone. Because you know what I'm like, I'm old, I forget things. The Master P80 limited edition from Ava. Now, I got sent this. Yes, it was free. You've seen me do pressure washer videos before. I'm going to give my honest opinions on this. I've been using this for quite some time now. Now, you would have had a van video out, but somebody deleted the footage. I don't know who, but it's gone. So, I'm going to try this out on this car, and this is what this video is about. This, before we go any further, there's something you need to know. It's the power of this machine. Here's some stats for you. 160 bar, 2,320 PSI max, 600 litres per hour max, 2,800 watts, and a 10 metre reinforced hose and all the nozzles you're ever going to need. More about the nozzles and everything else of this machine later on in the video when we go back to the Pratt Cave. Or we might not be in the Pratt Cave this week. Stay tuned. Anyway, enough waffle, let's get on with the video. So here we go then, let's take a much closer look at the Ava Master P80 limited edition series. Here she is, all primed and ready to go. We're going to start by looking at the stubby gun. So this features a locking button on the bottom, or two buttons, one to release, one to lock, and that's in case you press it by accident and take someone's eye out or shoot a squirrel. And underneath there is the locking button for the hose. Now it's important you put some sort of lubricant in that, some sort of grease, but make sure you take it out after every use. Detach the hose. Talking about hoses, the hose reel swivels from left to right, and you can lock it into place to stop it moving about. Talking about moving about, once you finish manoeuvring your pressure washer, it has a locking bar on the front which stops the thing from tipping over because it is quite heavy. More about the weight later on. And it is a little bit sticky, this button. I found this when I was setting it up. That's it. Give it a tap there, Paul, and you're ready to go. On the side, there is an attachment. More about the attachments right now. So on the back of the machine, you've got these compartments here. These little slots is where your nozzles go. And you've got on here, you've got a 25-degree one. Down here, the wide one, which is a 60-degree one. There goes the Lance bottles. Up here, you've got a 40-degree one. Now, the interesting thing is, they could have put another one of these over here to house this one. And this is the 15-degree nozzle. Would love another one there. Never mind, eh? So with the Master P80, you get this. This is the standard Ava snow foam cannon, or soap lance if you're in the US. The standard one will get you going, but really you want this one. This is the much better option. This is the premium lance with the measurements up the side, and then you get the 3 cups for different solutions, i.e. pre-washes, wet coats or shampoo, whatever you want to put in there. Go for this one. That'll get you going, but go for that one. So this is the lance without the extension piece on it. Stubby gun is on the end. Twist this, unlock it, take this out, and then you can fit your nozzles in. Various attachments that go in the end of this. Put it back in, and this is the first part. Standard. Press the button on the end, and you get an extendable lance. So it's great for high-sided vehicles, but as a trick up its sleeve, if you take the Vario nozzle out, and yet another nozzle, you can then fit this in. So if you're doing caravans or even higher sided vehicles, i.e. lorries, you can then do that. Put the Vario nozzle back in, lock it off, and it makes an even longer lance, like that. So like the Smart P60, it has this bit at the top where you've got this sort of cut out, so when you're not using your lance you can then just place it on there. Now when you've finished with the machine, you need to extend this to have it going in the upright position. I'll show you what I mean. So what you need to do to store it is to extend that and then just put that in there, and that sits in there. Now when you put it away, take this out and then drop this down for easy storage. I've actually managed to put this in the back of my car, not a problem. So it stows away very, very well. So how loud is this machine? Well, it actually tells you on the back of the machine, 94 dB. And there it is, boom. So just how long is 10 meters? Well, it's this long, 10 reinforced meters of hose connected to your Ava, enough to get round pretty much any vehicle. There is proof of this at the end of the video. I found some more clips of the van. Hurrah! So just how powerful is it? How powerful is it compared with the Smart P60? Is it worth the extra bang for your buck? Well, I think it is. However, there is a few drawbacks with this machine, and I'll discuss those right at the end of this video. And I'll leave it up to you to decide whether you go for one of these machines. They are very, very powerful. When we were doing this vehicle, we had this on the 60-degree nozzle, not the Vario nozzle, although there's nothing wrong with that. And the reason being is because the car was suffering from lack of peel on the front bumper and had a little bit of paint damage on the boot. So be very careful when you're using it. When it comes to packing away the hose, remove the extendable lance, but that's to one side. Unlock the handle, has a locking slot in the actual reel, and then begin to wind the hose in. Now, I'm not teaching anyone to suck eggs. Don't just reel this in without trying to guide it in, because if you don't, what happens is it all ends up bunching up one end and then jams up in the reel. I did that several times off of camera, hence me showing you the rather easier way. When it comes to storage, there is a secondary way of storing this. You can drop the handle down and then drop the lance down and stand it up like that. On the back there is a, well, uncable tidy, I'd rather call it. My very poor way of storing cables. And on the back of the machine there is important information that I've been mentioning about the weight of this machine. It is rather weighty, 25 kilos. Be very careful, guys, when you go to move this machine around. As far as the nozzles are concerned, the ones I received were the chassis cleaner right at the top, the standard wand you get on the Ava, snow foam cannon, extendable wand, Vario nozzle, which by the way is a very good nozzle, stubby gun, a selection of different degree nozzles, and of course there is a patio cleaning nozzle known as a turbo nozzle, and then right there underneath is another hose. That's an 8-meter hose. There's different lengths of hoses you can get on the actual website. I'll put a link where you can get all these lovely goodies from underneath in the video. When it comes to the gardeners out there, or DIY enthusiasts, or people who just want to look after their patio, I've actually used this. It is not a Dalek, it is a patio cleaner. Top left, and then next to that is the mop flow head, and underneath that is another patio cleaner which I haven't used. So the mop flow head, this connects to the end of the wand. It sprays water through the mop head, which looks like a noodle mitt, and you can get various different mitts available via the website. A quick safety note: when you're using the chassis cleaner, use both hands. Do not try and do this with one hand. You'll end up either smacking yourself in the shins or it just violently coming crashing to the floor. It's got a lot of go, this machine. It's very, very powerful, so just be careful. Now, I did say in the intro to the video I wouldn't be in the Pratt Cave and I wouldn't be in my lounge. I am in a hotel room. I'm up near Birmingham at the moment recording this video. I've gone away for work purposes. That's why I'm in here. I'm being locked away, don't worry. Although I'm beginning to wonder, packing things like this in my suitcase. We'll talk about this in a minute. So overall, what do we think about the Master P80? Let's go through the negatives first. The actual hose reel, the cassette where it holds the reel in, the reinforced 10-meter hose, I think could be a bit bigger or somehow revised. It's only my personal opinion. When you're winding it in, if you don't feed it in by hand, and try and guide it in, it tends to go all over the place and gets tangled up and doesn't go in properly. That's a bit of a negative. Also, the back of the machine could do with an extra slot for that extra nozzle. When you get the limited edition kit, you'll get all the nozzles you're ever going to need. Wide, narrow, you name it, they're there. Also, you get the Vario nozzle, which is a very good nozzle in itself with 3 different settings. Plus you get the wide ones, 40 degree, 25, 15, and so on. Turbo nozzle if you want to do your patio, or if you want to do wheel arches. Now, if you're going to do wheel arches with the turbo nozzle, you cannot fit it to the stubby gun. It's a safety feature. They feature it on all their machines. You can only use it via the lance. It's important to remember that. The other negative is the fact it's 25 kilos. Obviously it's got a big motor, but it is fairly weighty. When you're maneuvering this around, when you shut it down and lift it into the back of your vehicle, van, car, be mindful of the weight. It is very weighty. However, this machine is very, very powerful compared with the Smart P60. I found it's got a lot more grunt, a lot more give. Plus it's got that extra attachment. So when I start doing vans more, if I ever come across a caravan, I can reach all to those areas with that. And you've got interchangeable bonnets for this shower head. Let's call it a shower head. It's not a shower head. It's a mop flow system. And this is used when you get to your shampoo stage. Now, I will do a video on the chemicals that were sent down because there is some rather interesting information on the back of the bottles on that. But this is handy. It's not for everybody. I personally wouldn't use this on a car. I'd keep this to commercials, vans, you know, and tourers, i.e. caravans, that sort of stuff, and panel vans and trucks, horse boxes. Do you want me to go on? So that's what that's used. And I suppose you could put it on your back if you wanted to bring a pressure washer to a hotel room. Yeah, perhaps not. That's just asking to get chucked out. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to interact in the comments section. Try and keep it nice and clean. And I look forward to seeing you on another video. I think it's time for a cup of tea and maybe an after 8. Yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.